So, how important is it in the beginning of your career to choose something that aligns with the type of person you are?
That's a good question, and I think it's very important to choose that type of character that you want to portray. Build yourself to that character. If you want to be if you're a comedian, start writing comedy sketches. Start filming your 3-minute short sketches and start throwing them out there. If you want to be an action hero, start working out. One thing that I learned the hard way when I was just starting off was if you say that you're going to be in shape, you got to be in shape. The director wants you to, if you're going to make a flip, he wants you to land on that spot and that spot exactly on cue. So he says, action, you got to land. If you can't land, don't submit yourself. If you're not in shape, especially I did when I first started, I did another film here locally with director Quentin Rogers called Malvado Dangerous Grounds. And in that one, I played a role as a soldier.
Okay, I've heard of that one, yes.
I saw it actually. I saw it at the Wild Film Festival.
Yeah, I think I was there
Wild Film Festival.
one of the days. And Wild Film,
it was
shout
good.
out.
Yeah, shout out.
And so during the set, I thought I was in shape, and I was doing all these because I do my own stunts as well.
All right.
Yeah, and when I first started, I had to do a flip with a big heavy gun. It was a big heavy gun, so I had to do a roll. You know, I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna do this roll. It's gonna look good on the shot. You know, it's gonna look cool when you film it. Oh no, you have to do that roll like at least 10 times with different angles shot. You know, so like one in the front shot, and then the side shot, and then the entrance shot coming in. So it's like you got to be prepared. If get in shape. If you're gonna look for those type of roles. If you're going to be a comedian, if you want to be in comedy series and comedy movies, perfect yourself in your delivery and your timing of your sketches, of your comedy. Perfect yourself in your career. Perfect yourself in every aspect, in every branch, whether it be comedy, whether it be drama, whether it be action, whether it be horror. You know, every different genre has its own distinct characteristics and distinct traits that an actor portrays during those different genres.
Excellent. So, like, what about one of our viewers, if a viewer's watching right now and he doesn't know the type of person that he is and he's young, how would he go about figuring it out?
Well, that's a good question. The thing is, we are never going to figure it out. We're always building ourselves constantly. And that's one thing that I've allowed myself to come to is, you will figure, I guess the way I can say it is, we're always adapting and we're always growing. When I first started in this career, my development and my character was at a different level than I am now. But because of all the experiences and all the work and all the things that I have put into, and all of you guys as well that are here at this table having this show now airing,
That's right.
now doing all that work has given me the tools to be able to say, okay, you know what, I can go into a comedy and I can be funny. I can give you that line on point and on cue, so it can actually be funny. You know, or it can be a drama where, I have to be crying, or I have to be upset, I have to be, doing things like that, and don't stop your flow of growth wherever you are. If you're in a depressed state right now, for you young kids that are always thinking about certain things like that, depression, anxiety, if you're in a state of depression like that, get things out of that. Don't just wallow in your depression.
That will hinder you, I think.
It will hinder you. If you allow yourself to be slowed down by that, but use it as a force. Use what ails you as a strength. When you're in those sad moments, reflect on those moments, and when you're doing a drama, you can bring them back to life. That's one of the cues that I use and that I do.
I think I would have started off with asking my mom, like, Mom, am I funny? Or asking, or am I too serious? Or asking my friends or colleagues or family, they'll tell you the truth, I think. No, you're not funny, Isaac.
Right.
Try something else.
Yeah.
So when you're acting, let's say you have to do a very sad scene, you have to cry, you have to get angry, you do reflect on your personal life. Do you remember stuff to maybe get into that mood, or what do you rely on?
I use a variety of things. I use things from my personal life, but I also use things from what the character is feeling. and what the character is expressing and feeling at that moment, what the character has undergone, and then what I do is I intertwine those and I make one different whole being, and that whole person, in a sense, is like a new creation, a new method of feel and emotion that it just makes it come out, you know, makes it come out.
So you have to get into character.
You have to get into character. I mean,
and then think about all the stuff.
definitely.
Your brother did when he made you cry.
Yeah, when you got the nuggies or things like that, you know.
So it can
my
be
nuggies.
an emotional roller
Yes,
coaster.
like, but like what it ties into is, it does like your past experiences and your past hurts don't hinder you; they make you stronger. Use that to make you stronger. Use whatever you can, grasp at whatever you can to improve yourself, to grow stronger, and to succeed in this life. Everything, you know, in this life, everyone's trying to succeed and everyone's trying to grow, and
That was great.
that's the best thing we can do, you know.
And when you're in character and they say cut, is it hard to get out of that character, to let go of the
Would
emotion?
you ever take that character with you?
Okay. Well, no, I'm kidding. No, guys. Well, I guess like, you know how people
Hey, that was
say
pretty good acting. You just stopped all of a sudden. And like, you know, maybe not.
it's like I don't know if you've heard of obviously Jim Carrey, right?
I love Jim Carrey.
And Nicolas Cage and how they're called as method actors.
Or
How
Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix and even the new Joker.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jared Leto.
Oh, Jared Leto, yeah.
Like how he had to portray himself on and off set to become that different person.
Method actors? Is that what you said? So explain that to our viewers.
So, okay, let me give you a scenario because
To us also.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I do, but it's
Yeah,
interesting. You should
you're
definitely tell us. You
yes,
should, explain
definitely. Okay, so you know, I like to study different methods of acting, different techniques, and I look at, you know, what's already given to us. Everything is given to us. People have already done things. It's up to you to take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there, take a little bit from there, and make it your own. You know, it's not that simple, but if you work hard, you can eventually create a system where everything works for everyone.
So you don't reinvent the wheel. You get the best version of someone and just create.
Well, it's not the best person of the best impression of someone is getting techniques of acting in a sense. For example, like what method acting is, and how I came across what that meant was Nicolas Cage for the movie Ghost Rider. Have you guys seen Ghost Rider?
Oh yes, I've seen
Dude,
Ghost Rider.
I need to just finally watch it because people bashed it so much that I never watched it.
It was great.
But I need to watch it.
He goes
I
from
need
like
to watch
this,
it.
you know, fiery devil to like a regular human being and like that.
Wow.
And he rides a motorcycle.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Marvel character as well. And even like Ghost Rider, and you remember Blade, right?
I love
With
Blade,
Wesley
yeah.
Snipes.
Yeah.
Those
He's
are
a Marvel character. He's like a superhero, and I didn't even know. Until
Yeah, I did
like-
know that. I did know that actually. I think after the first one though, like when the second one was gonna happen, that's when I found out.
Yeah.
I found out kind of late, but I didn't know that about. Why? I mean, are you saying that you liked Ghost Rider though? Because
Oh no, okay, so no, not at all.
You say yes, you're gonna watch it.
Okay, I mean, it was a good movie though.
Okay,
I mean,
cool. I
it's
didn't see it.
action, you know. But you know Nicolas Cage though. You know him and his witty remarks. He always does something out of the ordinary in every movie.
Yeah, he's great though.
But he's awesome.
Yeah, he's
like
great.
in this movie, he would go pick with his face painted as Ghost Rider on set and off set, and he would have that demeanor with him on set and off set, talking to directors, associates, talking to people working on set, talking to his to his co-actors in that constant form. And it wasn't like he was like, if I'm talking to you now, it's like if whoever I was playing is talking to you now. Even like if I was playing an evil person, it would be an evil person.
Like he stayed in character.
There
right?
you go. You
Because-
stay in
Yeah, because I've
character.
heard of that. Like when you mentioned Jared Leto, I heard he did that for the Joker in Suicide Squad, and then also you mentioned Jim Carrey, that you like him and you like to watch what he does, but he was also like that for the movie he portrayed Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, wasn't it? Or I think it was Man on the Moon.
Possibly.
And there's a documentary on Netflix actually that it shows where like they filmed him throughout like the whole movie, and then you see him like he's acting like he just got into the character of Andy Kaufman, and he was him 24/7 until they finished the movie, and it looks really good. I need to check it out.
I mean, that's a great way. I mean, like, it's different acting styles for different actors, you know. And I mean, in my opinion, for me personally, I use some of that, but not to the extent where I'm talking to my fellow associates and I'm talking to them like how I would be talking on set while I'm being filmed. You know, I give honor and respect. I mean, it's not even about honor and respect, but I acknowledge you guys. I acknowledge them. You know, and so that would be the only difference. But you have to get like what I said. You have to get a little bit of everything and make it your own.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay.
And in your career, have you had any regrets? For example, a movie that you chose to be a part of, a role. Sometimes in life, people have regrets.
You gotta tell us that.
Oh no, none of that, right? No,
Bring in the lie detector.
Did you have like a Brokeback Mountain moment?
No, not at
Is that
all.
why you're acting like this?
No, not at all. Even though I have been offered roles like that, I haven't. I mean, in my personal opinion, I have not undergone.
You haven't done that.
I haven't done yet. I haven't done that. Not saying that I will not, but for the right one, I would, and for the right occasion and for the right set.
For that money.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Well, it's just for the story, you know, the right. I mean, and the money, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta. I mean,
Take that in, yeah.
I don't have anything against that, and I am not that specifically, but you got to do what you got to do. If you're gonna, I mean, if they want you, I mean, and that's how actors become known. You know, they do things that most people are afraid to do.
Out of the ordinary.
Yes, and you know that's another way that they can be distinguished from the rest of their peers. And it's not even about being distinguished. It's just about, I guess, fitting out of the box, doing things that are not normally done, taboo things that are considered taboo, and allowing yourself to experience that fully, not just. And I'm not saying experience it fully like, oh, you know what, I'm going to become this thing and I'm going to do it, but giving it an opportunity to live in that moment where those people are, or where they are, sorry, not those people, cut that out. I know all these pronouns. What the heck? I don't even know what I'm studying.
These people.
I know, right? No, none of that. Cut that out, please.
I'll cut that out.
Okay, I guess it's like, what I'm saying is putting yourself in their everyday lives and in their everyday situations, how they live, what they feel, what they go through, what they undergo, their everyday battles, and that in itself will develop your character as well, and your personal character, not the character you're playing, and it'll make you be more understandable and see things.
Have more empathy.
Have more empathy and see things through a different perspective. See things more with an open eye and not with a closed mind. You know.
So was there? I mean, he asked if there was a character that you regret, you didn't enjoy as much.
I mean, I can't think of one.
Or maybe there isn't. Maybe
I mean,
you enjoyed all of them.
I haven't really had a bad experience where I can say, you know what, I regret doing this role, as of yet. I've been very careful in choosing, you know, what image I want to give to you guys, to the audience, and so that I take my roles into consideration very carefully before I say, you know what, I'm going to give you my image, I'm going to give you who I am, I'm going to give you what I've worked for, and then, you know, because yeah, it takes time and it takes work, and once you post something out there on the world, on the World Wide Web, you can't come back.
And hopefully you don't regret doing this interview.
Of course not. This is the best one. You guys need to have me back for a second one coming up.
I mean, if one of us can't make it, would you be willing to fill in for one of us? I mean, in case, you know, it's very possible because we all have different schedules. I mean, would you be willing to do that? Being, you know, we'll have you back on, but also maybe to be a special guest host.
We're putting you on the spot here.
We are, but that's a question.
There we go.
I know it's a good question.
That's a good question.
Finally, I got it.
Wow!
I was getting tired of watching it.
I ran my way into that one.
I'm just kidding. No, actually,
But yes, definitely. I'm willing to help you guys, and I'm willing to work with you guys, and
That's great, man.
I'm willing to help you guys grow. And you know, if we help one another, we're gonna grow one another.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm all about. So I love that, man. That's cool.
And what are your future goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 10 years? Do you want to stay in the Valley? Do you want to go to Hollywood? Where do you see?
Many people have asked me that, and many people have actually told me, why haven't you left yet to Hollywood? And when I first started this, I had a goal and I had a plan. And my plan was to first be known in Texas and then throw myself to the Lions. Because over there, you have one shot and one opportunity. If they see you and if you act wrongfully, if you're not professional, if you don't do the right things, then it can be done. You know, they're not going to hire you for the next one, and the work passes by there real quick. So you have to go prepared, like I said. So I took this time, and I've had already 2 years going, 2.5 years where I've been preparing myself. And I've worked in Dallas, I've worked in Austin, San Antonio, I've worked all over Texas. So I guess this year and maybe the upcoming years is going to be where it's going to be the time for me to, I guess, start working out more out of Texas, getting myself out there. But at the same time, one of the reasons why I haven't left is because I want to grow my hometown. I want my hometown to grow. I want the limelight to be in my hometown. And why does talent have to leave home? Why can't the light be brought to the talent home and make not only the talent home shine, but everyone in the community shine?
Now you're talking the talk.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
That's the only reason I haven't left. I want to, and I know you guys do as well. Every one of you guys here.
That's
You know,
exactly
we want
my
to
goal,
grow.
too.
We want to grow a network here in Mcallen and all over the Rio Grande Valley,
Yeah, all the
from
RGV.
Brownsville to Rio Grande and even further, wherever it goes to create that new lifestyle, to create a new industry, a new way of living. And where not only the actors and the directors and the singers and the writers can come and benefit off the fruit and off the process, but businesses, business owners, all these other prospects and perspectives can come in and work together, and we can all grow. One thing that I learned while being on films is the food and the catering that they would bring to us while we were filming, right? I remember this commercial for H-E-B, and they had salmon, chicken, and filet mignon, whatever you wanted, and I was like,
They just became our sponsor.
H-E-B!
Your mentor.
H-E-B, come on, please!
Oh, that would be great.
We hungry!
we could use you for sure. Come on.
Absolutely.
HEB. We like you.
Texas
Locally,
grown!
yeah, there you go. Locally owned. And grown.
We go to your soccer games, you know, the RGB.
The Toros.
Yeah.
TGV Park.
We want you guys. Come on.
Yes.
Sponsor us, by the way. So what I learned is all these different movie companies are being sponsored by all these different products. That's one thing that we can start growing here and investing and letting business owners know that this is not a dead space, that talent lives here, talent grows here, that this is not a void in the middle of nowhere in the United States. We're gonna, I want to make Mcallen known, I want to make the Rio Grande Valley known, I want to make our hometowns known, wherever we were born from, and I want to bring the directors to us. I want to bring them to us. That's what I want to do.
Awesome. I love that.
Yes.
And I've talked to you before, and you know that's pretty much what I want to do too. That's one of my goals, to, like you said, bring a spotlight and here in the valley,
Definitely.
and help it grow. One of my biggest goals and dreams is that we can make here. We can make film respected, and just really all the arts, like you were saying, like music, everything. Just like it is in Austin, just like make it as popular as it is in Austin. I think it's possible. And
Definitely.
what you said about people leaving and stuff like that, I feel the exact same way. Because I'm sure you've been tempted. Like people have asked you, like, well, how come you're here? There's more opportunity over there or in Austin. And,
Definitely.
And you're still here, but
Yeah.
you have your reason, and
Yeah, I mean, I'm still here because of that, but that doesn't necessarily, this is my hometown, and this is where I'm going to stay, and this is what I want to grow here. But we get work, out of Texas, in LA, in Atlanta. I've gone to Atlanta, I've gone to New Orleans. But keeping that foundation strong will always give you something to fall on when there's nothing under your feet. So when you're going to Atlanta, when you're going to New Orleans, when you're going to LA to film, those are the big cities, by the way, that are being filmed, that are used for big sets. Atlanta, New Orleans, and of course LA. So if you guys are interested, there's a lot of roles that are open up over there. Start looking, start submitting. And you don't necessarily have to live over there. You don't have to live in LA to work in LA. You don't have to live in Atlanta to work in Atlanta. You don't have to live in New Orleans to do NCIS or to do all these new TV shows that they're doing over there. What is that? La Guerra or?
La Llorona?
No. It's a show that they're filming in New Orleans. It's like Queen of the South.
Oh, Queen of the South. Yes, I know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that one's been out for a while, right?
Yeah, that
It's,
one's been out for a while.
around the second or third season, but that one looks good. That one looks
But I
good.
mean, that one comes to mind because that one's being filmed in that certain location. You know,
Right.
certain different shows are filmed in certain different locations.
So there's no place like home, is what you're saying.
Definitely, and you can stay here and grow here and start by practicing here, doing your things here, and then eventually start submitting yourself to all these other roles and all these other different agencies and things like that that can help you and take you out there and this, keep your career started in a sense.
Definitely.
fantastic.
I agree, man. 100%. 100%.
If you could give thanks and appreciation to anybody that's helped you out along the way, who would you thank?
If I can give thanks, it would be to my family. It would be to the gentleman that gave me the opportunity to first actually be on sets and to actually start working. I want to give thanks to all the people that have supported me and that are still supporting me now. All my Facebook fans, everyone that is out there and it feels inspired by what we do here, by what we do, and by what I do. And you guys are the ones that give me the fire, and you guys are the ones that keep me going. And
The three hosts of the top.
the three hosts.
There you
right
go.
here, come on. But you guys, we inspire each other. And when you see someone, don't see someone in a negative aspect. See someone as in a positive aspect. If I get to a certain position, if I get lifted to a certain position, I'm not gonna be there by myself. I want others to come with me.
Awesome.
That's the best way to grow.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
If you look at someone with envy and jealousy, oh, why is he getting the roles? Oh, what's going on? What doing this or doing that? Like, you already killed yourself. You already lost. You already set yourself out of the equation.
You're grateful regardless.
You're grateful. And then, like, one of my biggest things when I first started, one of my biggest sayings is, no role is a small role. But no role is a small role. Take every role you get, make it your own, make it big, and use it for your arsenal.
Awesome.
Love it, man. That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure interviewing you and getting to know you and, letting our viewers get to know who you are. So thank you so much for taking the time for this interview. This is Talk the Talk.
Yes, sir. I want to add something before Isaac started saying
Sorry, you guys cut
the
that.
closing, but I want to say, how you mentioned about, that the only way we'll grow is if we come together and we help each other. I just want to put a shout out there for RGV, Independent Film Network, because that's one of our intentions. And we just had our first meeting last week. We're going to have one every month, and that's going to be something where we're trying to bring everybody together and just help everybody especially with filmmaking. But it could be anything with anything artistic, and we want to just help that grow and do the same thing. So check that out on Facebook.
Yes.
Check it out, and you don't necessarily have to be an actor. You can be a musician. You can be a guitar player. You can be a singer. You can be a writer.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, everything comes
Editor.
together with everything.
Yeah.
Everything is connected with everything. So music is connected with movies. Writing is connected with movies. Vice versa with opposites. So
All that stuff. Yeah,
while
that's true.
working together, we're going to expand our knowledge, not only what we know, but in what everyone else's perspectives and knowledgeable ways. Cut that out, please.
And how, I love that we can do that. How can we find you in social media? Facebook?
You can find me on Facebook at Antonio Villarreal and my Facebook page, Antonio Tony Villarreal. On Instagram, you can find me at Antonio Villarreal _official. My Snapchat is tvillarreal27. You guys can follow me and I'll follow you back. Let's support each other and let's get this. Let's get it on.
Yeah,
Right.
let's
Let's
go.
do it.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Tony, for being our first guest in this first interview. You did a great job, and I'm sure you inspired all of our viewers, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, until next time, guys. Thank you.